Hey, hello all, welcome back to my channel and hope you enjoyed my previous video on AWS topics. And if you are new to my channel, I made a dedicated playlist simplifying all the AWS topics in easy way, and you can make it in practical and gain a knowledge on every topic, and you can go to that. And before starting my video on the today's topic on VPC pairing, if you are new to my channel, subscribe my channel and share with your friends. You are want to learn AWS course, and let's begin today's topic. What is VPC pairing? The main thing what is VPC pairing is, it is the communication between VPCs. What does it mean? Basically, here what you are notice that it is a VPC. Inside there is subnet. It is a VPC. There is a internet gateway, and this is routing table, and this is subnet. Here inside, like this is subnet, and inside is the instance. So all include, it is known as our own VPC. So what VPC pairing will do? Basically, all include the communication between different VPCs. Here it is one VPC, and here it is another VPC. So there will be communication between one VPC to another VPC, and vice versa. There will be communication in terms to and fro from one VPC to another VPC. The communication will be happen because of VPC pairing. And you will get doubt, only it will happen for two VPCs? No, it can happen for multiple VPCs. The communication has to be flow from VPC 1 to VPC 2, VPC 2 to VPC 3, and VPC 3 to VPC 4. And remember, the communication is in the straight way. It doesn't go like VPC 1 to VPC 3. It doesn't happen in this manner. You have to go the way it was in connected. As I mentioned here, the two communication doesn't happen with 4. And you can get a doubt, how can I do it? If I want to communication from 2 to 4, then you have to do SSH configuration from 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, then 3 to 4. If you want to do communication, you have to go in a synchronous manner, then only the communication will happen. If you want from 1 to 4, you have to go from the sequence manner, 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, then 3 to 4. And if you want to do communication from 2 to 4, then you can SSH into VPC 2 instance, and from VPC 2 instance you can do into 3, and from 3 you can SSH into VPC 4. Then it will happen. And remember, if you want to do it from this 1 to 2, you have to do VPC pairing. And now we will discuss, and we will do practical way, and we will do VPC 1 to VPC 2. And remember, for simplifying, today I was doing on VPC 1 to 2, and you can take a challenge and you can make into multiple from VPC 2 to 3, and you can do it. And remember, this VPC pairing can happen into same region. If I take in Mumbai, we can take same region. You can take different region. What does it mean? The meaning is, if the VPC 1 is from Mumbai region, then VPC 2 will be Singapore region, or any region you can do it. And another is different account, also you can do it. The main thing is, you have to go sequence manner if you want to do communication from one instance to another. And at the end of the video, we will discuss what are the advantages and limitations we will discuss, and before that we will start the practical way how to do it, VPC pairing. Let's go to our console. I'm taking into my Mumbai location. Go to VPC, our own VPC. Like you are new to my channel, I am creating this particular VPC. This is one VPC. This is example which shown below. So I am creating from the console. Create VPC. In the previous tutorial, I used to take VPC only and I execute from independent. So this time I was taking VPC and more, and I am simplifying the way. So here I am taking auto generate, unticking auto generate, and here I am taking only one availability zone for simplicity. You can take it anything, and I was taking one public subnet, and I was taking geo private subnet, and I was taking no VPC endpoint. See, it will be simplified way. So what I used to do now is, here I will take VPC1 and the subnet is public subnet 1, route table as RT1, here internet gateway is IG1. It is the easy way I was taking. Now I was creating this complete VPC except instance, and I will execute in the latter. Now one of the VPC will be created now. Create VPC. It will get created instantly. New VPC. One is created. Go to your VPCs. Again create VPC2. Same untick auto generate. I am going to take my own name, so that was the reason. Here I was taking CIDR block 20. Previously it was 10. So now I was taking 20. I am taking availability zone as 1 and public subnet as 1 and private subnet is 0. Here is also none. Here I am taking, I will go into name execution VPC to public subnet to RT2. Here I am going to use IG2. Everything is done. I am going to create VPC. New VPC. See, now both are created, the two VPCs. Now go to EC2 instance, launch instance, same as instance 1, and I am going to launch in my own instance. The AMI is getting loading. Let's wait. I'm taking my key pair. I created one. And remember, you need to edit network setting and you need to view whichever you created. So I'm going to create my VPC1 the network VPC, and it will be auto. And remember that you need to enable the auto assign public ID. Then only the IP address will be allocated. So you can create your own elastic security group, or also you can, if it is existing, you can do it. For the new users, I am going to create the security group. So here I am creating our own security group. I am going to name as Open Network. And I am adding in the security group. Here I am going to give all traffic. And remember, this is not a standard for organization. For simplifying the tutorial I was giving, but as per organization standard, you need to allow on the required IP address and ports. You need to allow, and make sure everything is launched as per the need. Everything is proper. Yeah, launch it, and one of the instances get launched. Launch another instance and name it as instance 2. Take AMI. And I'm taking t2.micro for practice. You can take key pair. As if it is created your own, you can create your own key pair. You can create a select existing, or you can create your own one. So I was gonna create my own security group. You can take or any security group. So I have to put in a second this launch one, launch it, and make sure you select this proper. As I mentioned here, the network setting. This is important. You need to select here VPC2, because initial one I have taken VPC1, so here I have to select VPC2, and you need to enable here also. Don't forget, because IP address will not be available if you don't select. Here you can select the create existing, or, and I will let me reload. It is not available. It is. So I am going to create another security group, and for own I am giving all traffic. Source is anywhere. That's good. And yeah, everything is proper. Launch it, let it run. Yeah, now we need a proper VPC of 1 and 2. Now it's the time to set up VPC pairing, and you will get it out how to do it. Now get started on how to do VPC pairing. We did this setup we did for one VPC, and we did for another we did. We need to connect this VPC and do communication with flow to and fro, and we will do it now. How to do it? Go to VPC, Here you will find an option pairing connections. Here in the section pairing connection, give any name pairing. I am going to give pairing connection 1, and remember here you need to select which IP is gonna requester and is acceptor. You need to remember that which is and you can select whether it is your own account or another account, or this region or another region. So I am taking as this region. Why? Because I launched in the Mumbai region. So if it is another region, if I did in the Singapore or any OEO or Oregon, if I did any other region, if I did, then I had to select another region, and I will get a pop-up that if I find any region, and here I will find out. But this I did both in the Mumbai region, so I will gonna select this is my own account and this region, and here I will say VPC2 because my sender and requester are both different regions. And remember one thing, the side annotation has to be different. Whenever you did the setup of VPC1, you need to make sure the cider block is different. Here I made 10, so I was taking here 20, and I didn't make collide with. If it is collide, VPC pairing doesn't work, and you need to make sure to do that, and just create VPC connection. Go to VPC. Here in the VPC, here in the routes table, in the RT1 route table, we need to view the VPC name IP address. Let's find what is the VPC IPv4. Here I taken 10.000.16 for VPC1 and VPC2 is 20.000. So for the routes of VPC1 I am gonna take this is the 10.000. So I am going to go into route and edit routes. Here I am gonna add 20.0. This is the VPC2. So here I am gonna take as using connection. That is important. I need to give your connection name. You will get save changes. So we need to go to routes. For the 20 VPC we need to give 10.0.0. How to do that? Go to VPC2 route table. Go to routes, edit routes. For the 20 series I am gonna take 10.0.0. Where I am going to select as pairing connection. Now we did a perfect VPC connection between VPC1 and VPC2, and remember it is same apply for different VPCs. Here I taken 10.0.0.0/16. Here I taken 20.0.0.0/16, and here it VPC connection as 1. if you want to do the same, it is applicable. You need to do VPC3 and you can take any IP, but make sure doesn't collide the VPC sided notation, and you have to give here again the connection between this and this as VPC connection, VPC pairing connection as 3. The same setup. For your simplicity, I am taking only 2. You can take the same thing and in a sided notation you need to change. For our simplicity only, I was taking only the 2 VPCs. It is same applicable for everything here as I mentioned. Remember that. So if you logging into our instances, I'm copying the second public IP address, and I will gonna logging into first. You can do it in the both way, either in the putty or you can take from the console. For the easiness, I am going into the console way. Going to connect to the instance. Here I will gonna do name as sudo su. I am taking into root user. Now if I do ping and I give IP address, if I copy it, you will notice the data transformation, it is going from one VPC to another VPC. You can notice the data is flowing from one VPC is going to another VPC. How it is possible? Because of VPC connection. You can see that 16 packets are transferred and 16 is received. There is 0 packet loss. That is the benefit of VPC pairing. And you can say it is the only thing you can data is transfer. No, you can do another also, and we will do it. You can just type tmp /keypair dot pem and it will get load. Copy it. And paste it. Remember, without any error, just copy it as usual. Escape colon wq and it was done. And you will give permission -000 /tmp /keypair dot pem. Done. Now it is perfectly did. What we need to do, if you want to do login from one to another, the command is ssh -i /tmp /keypair dot pem, and we need to give another user address, and we need to give the private IP address of second instance. Why? Because you are logging from one instance to another and communication is flow from one to another, so we need to take the second instance private IP address. Why private? Because it is for communication, internal communication. So if I paste it and I log in, it will say yes, let it log. think there is an issue with console way. We will sign it with putty also, we can do it. So now we will do in the putty. First get stuck. There will be same thing. There is no different process. We'll do. I think it was stuck. Let's do in console way. I think console is the best if you want to do any operation. Just go to take a public IP address, go to console, putty, SSH, authentication, browse, take your key pair, open it, and use it SSH. I think there's an issue from the console. We can do it the same way in the putty also. Just leave your name either as EC2 user. Yeah, now we log into sudo su ls. I think the setup is done. As I mentioned, vi/tmp/keypair .pem. It was logged. Everything is perfect. Okay, everything is done. chmod 400/tmp/keypair .pem. Everything is done. I am just now need to do SSH -i/tmp/keypair.pem EC2 user. Just .pem EC2 user. The rate of the private IP address of second instance. You take private IP address. Let's go to instances. Yeah, there is an issue with here time, so I am going to put it. So I am going to second instance. Here copy. You can take both, anything for internal communications. So I am taking here. So it will say yes. Well, we can take SHS -i/tmp/keypair .pem user @. We'll take public IP address. Now let's type public IP address. Yeah, it's worked. You have to take public IP address. Yeah, it was done. Now we log into from one instance to another. You can notice here there is the IP address of 230 and here it is 99. So we entered from one VPC another to another. We did so. We log in from one VPC to we log into another VPC, and we can do all the changes, whatever we can do, create directories, anything like we can create a directories and it will be reflected into another VPC, or else we can do create a file, anything. And we can also execute any shell script and we can do every operation. And one more thing, if you do exit, you will come back into the first VPC connection. And remember, if you want to transfer any files from one VPC to another, you can do it easily. How can you do it? Simply, you can just suppose in the first VPC instance I didn't create any files, so I'm gonna create any file name. Suppose I will create a file name as Ram Sham. I'm gonna create two files. So there are two files. If I want to transfer into another VPC, the command is scp -i, and we need to copy the key path like keypair.pem, and I want to copy this file name as this RAM to another. So I'm gonna take EC2 user at the rate the private IP address. And we need to give /EC2 user. Else we can give the public IP. We'll try the public IP address. Just paste it. /home /EC2. Yeah, it was transferred. You can notice RAM 100%. So the data is transferred. And how can you know it? You can go into SSH config into second. I'm gonna do that. I'm going to take new session. I'm going to take the second instance IP address and I'm gonna log in here, copy it, authenticate, give name as there, just accept this, do login user, here, left, and you can notice the ROM is reflected in the second VPC. How can it be possible? Because of the data transfer. You need to do this SCP. From here you can do data transfer from one VPC to another. The similar way you can do it. You can log in and do execution by using SCP, the SSH config command, and also like you can do transfer from SCP, execution from one to another using SSH -i this. And if you want to do data transfer, you have to do SCP. Both way you can do it by using VPC pairing. And remember, there are some advantages. What are the advantages of VPC pairing? The advantages are, we will now discuss the advantages and limitations. Coming to advantages of VPC pairing, there will be easy communication or seamless communication. It is cost efficient. Why? It is less cost compared to VPC transit gateway. Here it is VPC pairing. There will be upcoming video on transit gateway, and it is cost efficient. Why? And I will say, see, AWS provide, if it is same availability zone, suppose I taken Mumbai regions, I will taking same availability zone. If it is Mumbai region and both VPC 1 and VPC 2 both are in Mumbai, AWS doesn't charge you. It is free. If it is like Mumbai, the first VPC and another VPC was in Singapore, it is in same 1A, here it is 1A and here it is 1A, it is free. It is 1A, and even it is in Mumbai, 1B, it will cost, but less compared to transit gateway. If it is in different region also, like it is Mumbai and here it is Singapore, here it is cost, but compared to transit gateway, it is less cost. You need to remember, and it helps us to simplify network. And there are some of the limitations. What are the limitations of VPC pairing? One of the main limitation is the CIDR block has not to be collide. Doesn't need to collide. What does it mean? If I make VPC 1 as 10.0.00/16, then VPC 2 is 20.0 has to be different. Here if I take 10, here it's 20 slash 16. If I take anything, doesn't have to be collide with another. If it collide, the VPC pairing doesn't work. You need to remember. Another is it only follows sequential way. It doesn't follow jump way like 1 2. It only has to be 2. Then only you can communication here to 2. The communication has to be flow the sequential way. It doesn't go for 1 2 3. It doesn't happen. You has to flow in the sequential way. It has to be 1 to 2. Then you have to do 2 2 3 3. Then only the communication happens. It doesn't go from 1 to 2 2 to 2. These are the advantages and these are the limitations. You need to remember that. And if you like my channel, like, share and subscribe, and new videos are coming. Thank you. Until then, take care.